How are you both today?
Fine.
Well, welcome to Family Mediation Center. You're here today because the judge has ordered you to come and work out your parenting agreement for your children. So in the parenting agreement, we include legal custody, which doesn't have anything to do with where your children live or how they divide their time between the two of you. Legal custody is your ability to make decisions about your children's well.
The purpose of the mediator's opening statement is to make the couple feel comfortable, explain what mediation is, and what will happen during the course of the hour or two as the process unfolds. In addition, the participants will decide on the ground rules that they will follow.
So if there is a holiday or special day that occurs on a day that's not your regularly scheduled day, would you like to make an exception to that regular schedule? You also can include vacations in the parenting agreement. Vacations take priority over your regular schedule, but vacations are not to be used to take holidays away from the other parent. Any questions about that?
What about like schooling and all of that?
Those issues that are related to...
Mediators encourage parties to speak freely, to ask questions, and to talk to each other and to the mediator about the issues most important to them.
The next thing that I would like to do is go over the rules for mediation, and here's a copy of our guidelines for you both. So the point of mediation is to give you both the opportunity to discuss any issues or concerns you have regarding the parenting of your children. The main thing that you need to remember in mediation is that everything we do here is confidential. I don't discuss what goes on in mediation with the court. There are exceptions, of course, to the confidentiality. I have to report any child abuse, neglect, threats of bodily harm. If you tell me you're going to commit a crime, those types of things get reported to the proper authority.
Do you tell the court why we didn't agree on things?
No, I don't. The court will know if you reach an agreement, but the court doesn't know how you came up with the agreement, or the court will know the outcome of the mediation. So if you don't reach an agreement, the court will know that, but won't know the reasons why you were not able to reach an agreement.
It's important to remember that in mediation, pretty much everything you say is confidential, with the exceptions listed by the mediator just previously.
Children are not a part of the mediation because it's confidential. You're trying to come up with a plan that's in your children's best interest. I do report the outcome of the mediation to the judge. So if you're able to reach an agreement, I write the agreement up for you. If you have an attorney, you'll have the opportunity to review that plan with the attorney. We'll schedule one final appointment for you to come in and sign the agreement. And then once you sign the plan goes up to the judge. Your attorneys sign it, the judge will sign it, and then it will become your official order. If you're not able to reach an agreement, then I just write a letter to the judge saying you met, but you were unable to reach an agreement. One of the great things about mediation is once you've come through the program and you have reached an agreement, if you need to come back in the future, you're able to do so with just a phone call to this office. So I cannot give either of you legal advice or legal representation, so if a legal question comes up, I would refer you back to your attorneys or an attorney to address that issue.
Will we have time to talk to our attorneys to get the answers before we make any decisions?
Absolutely. So you will always have that opportunity to do that. Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
What happens if we don't agree? What's the result for us?
Most people mediating their divorce don't have much faith that they will agree on anything. It's a natural feeling, since they couldn't agree on many things before they even came into mediation. But if you work with your mediator and negotiate in good faith, you will often be amazed on how you are able to hammer out an agreement you both can live with.
The benefit of coming to mediation is, as the parents, you all are in control here. You get to make all the decisions about what happens with your children as far as how they're spending their time with their parent. You know them best, you know your priorities, and so the court is giving you guys as parents the opportunity to make those decisions first. So if you're unable to do it, the court will step in and make those decisions for you. Well, because you're both here, I'm aware that there is a disagreement about the timeshare arrangement for the children. So why don't we start with Mom telling us what you're thinking about as far as what type of timeshare arrangement you believe would be in your children's best interest.
Remember, a mediation is an assisted negotiation. You'll need to prioritize your needs and remember the best possible deal for you has to be the one that your spouse accepts, or else there's no deal at all. Try to think of things you can trade to your spouse in return for things that you want. And if you have children, remember that you two will always be their parents, even if you won't be spouses anymore. Keep uppermost in your mind what would be best for them.
Okay, so we have spent some time discussing what your ideas are about the timeshare arrangement that you think are going to be best for your children. But the court is going to require that you be fairly specific about that schedule. So the court needs to know what days and times the children are with their mother and what days and times the children are with their father. So for our next session, I would ask that you write some options down. So give us something a little bit more specific about what the actual schedule would be. And also I would like you to also include...
It is not unusual for the mediator to give you homework, because most people either can't or haven't thought through everything necessary for a divorce, or they did not bring certain key information to the session. Make sure you do your homework. It will make the next session much easier.
There with mom for the holiday, and the following year there with dad. Or you could split the holiday where they spend a portion of the holiday with both parents. So at our next session, that's where we'll begin.